What is up, everybody? My name is Justin Alvarado, and welcome to the MVP podcast. And today I am joined by one of the people that I've looked up to for majority of my life. I've been listening to this guy on the radio ever since I was in high school, even up to today. Every time I go home, I tune into Magic 89.9 and I listen to Boys Night Out, and it's an honor to have this man on the show. So, without further ado, please welcome Mr. Eric Virata, or also known as Slick Rick.
Hey, yeah, man.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for coming on the
bud.
show.
Hey, thanks for the invite. Good to be here. Good to chat with you on this hot topic.
Yes. um, yeah. Okay, can I just get it out there? This feels surreal because I don't know.
ah,
I've been listening to you on the
hey,
radio, and now I'm interviewing you.
hey, it's all good, man. It's not even an interview. It's just a chat between us. So let's just keep it simple. That's all
Yes.
it is amongst friends,
I'll try
right?
my best to keep my cool.
All good, man. All
All
right. What's
right.
up? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Actually, the main reason, well, of course, you're one of the people I look up to the most. But I was, quarantine. Everyone's on their phones, scrolling through their feeds, and yeah, I follow you on Twitter, and I've been into sports cards for a few months,
Hmm.
just a few months, and uh, yeah, I scroll through my Twitter and then I see a few tweets from you, from Slick, um,
Hmm.
just saying like I think it was a few retweets on sports cards, and then I thought to myself, oh wow, Slick Rick is into sports cards, so that's pretty amazing. So I know
Yeah.
people,
I mean,
yeah,
I think because a lot of people are into it now.
mhm,
They think that, oh, okay, Slick is just onto it now, but I've been on sports cards for a while now, especially when I was in back in the States, and it just I think growing up it was something. It was just like a hobby that that I just enjoyed, and I guess it's all about the thrill of the chase, and especially the cards that you get.
yes,
You get some good ones, you get some not so good ones, but like for me is because I've collected uh, three sports. I collected obviously basketball,
yes.
baseball, and American football.
Oh, okay.
So I did I did a little bit of the hockey for a bit, but then I wasn't too into that sport, so that's why I just got some people here and there, and that's about it. But I mean, it's a great hobby now. I see it's very lucrative, and the prices are crazy.
Yes.
So I mean, like, because I talk about this a lot with Tony. He's
Oh,
really
okay.
into it. He would be one that you would like to talk to about, say, the newer stuff,
Oh.
because like he has cards that are worth hundred thousands of dollars in
Woo.
pesos. Um, Now the reason why is because it's there are some people that keep. I mean, like Tony and myself, we've always talked about cards here and there. He's been a big collector too, since he was in Canada, and it's pretty cool. It's like he's gotten on to say the newer cards that say all the Panini stuff, and it's crazy how you see the prices now, and it's pretty wild when you think about it. I mean, if you're paying for a card, say 15, 16,000, or you go up to 100,000, you're just like, wow, how are you gonna flip that? So you got to be careful out there about the money you're spending. And of course, the people doing box breaks. That's cool. I mean, if you can afford, that's a kind of easier way to get maybe a good card, maybe a cheaper way as opposed to getting a full box.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's just like for me personally, it's something that okay, you spend within your means. You go for players that you want, not because you want to sell it, unless that definitely is your business. For myself is like say the newer cards. I like. I mean, I don't see a lot of people posting about baseball here, but
Yes,
I
not
like
yet.
because I mean, growing up, I was a Yankees fan. Obviously, you see,
On the
but
shirt.
also because they're in the AL. The NL West is I've always been a San Diego Padres fan, and I mean the guy that I'm liking now is Fernando Tatis. It's his second year. His cards are going up and up is because this guy's the future of not only the Padres but also the league because he brings good vibes. He kind of has that Derek Jeter aura about him, considering he came up from the Padres farm system, and hopefully they can keep him because he's a great fit there, and the Padres are rolling now. But yeah, I mean, cards are cool. I mean, be it new or old, I respect you for what you got, and if you can afford if you got a little extra cash on the side to buy the newer ones, then go for it.
Yes. I'm curious because it's refreshing to see someone who's actually been in the hobby for a long time because yeah, a lot of people have been getting into it recently, including myself. So around when did you exactly start collecting sports cards?
Oh man, I was maybe in the mid '90s when I could kind of afford with my allowance, um, because obviously I get allowance going to going to school, and what happened was I think uh, maybe 2 or 3 blocks from my house there was actually a card store there, and I would always go there, just hang out there, and the guy he was the owner, he was pretty cool, is because he would be the one to tell me, okay, this is maybe a pack that you can afford, or he'd give me great prices for a box, which I appreciated, and I mean, um, like I have some of the things that like there's one year
Oh,
that
okay.
the All Star game, the Major League All Star game was in San Diego. So Upper Deck or Fleer gave out these limited edition Tony Gwynn promo sheets.
Oh,
So
wow.
I mean,
You held
because
that
being
for
a
quite a
big
long time.
yeah, so being a big Padres fan, I mean, this is nice. I mean, he's one of the greatest San Diego Padres to ever play. So I still have this promo sheet. So, I mean, it's something that I've had over the years. Um, I really don't care how much is it because it's one of my favorite players.
Yes.
There are other things like because they also gave out All Star Fan Fest packs from Upper Deck, so it just had various up and coming players. So you had a little checklist, and it was nice, is because you get the full fan experience. I mean, a lot of people, they see what happens during, say, the NBA Fan Fest, but then in the Major League one, it is pretty cool, is because they give out so many things. They like here because they have, say, the future hero Steve Avery, Ivan Rodriguez, Jeff Bagwell. So all these guys in this pack are definitely all Hall of Famers or
Wow.
close to being Hall of Famer. I mean, you probably know
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr. You had Tony Gwynn. So this is actually pretty cool. This is one of those cool packs that and who do we have here? We have Lou Brock. He just passed away from the St. Louis Cardinals. Ted Williams is also here, and it was nice. It was a great experience. And then the Upper Deck also had an experience where you can make your own baseball card. So
Oh,
they had a nice
that's
little
cool.
photo booth out there. And then this is, I guess, some of the other ones that I've collected. I mean, because I said I got a few hockey ones. Stefan Morin, of course, he's a Quebec. And then there was a time that there was this one female that was playing a goaltender in hockey, and I had to get her card. Her name is Manon Raymond. So this was her card. So
Oh
this is
wow!
actually pretty cool.
I
So
have
she was. I mean,
never heard of
it's
her, but that's pretty
it
cool.
was just one of those things where it was just a fluke, is because she was playing, and then I mean I have a lot of other stuff here that some of the other stuff is you have like Upper Deck. They had the locker series, so it's basically it looks like a locker. So it's Michael. So it's all Michael Jordan, the
Wow.
box. So it came with 12 packs of Upper Deck cards, and you just opened it, and then you can just fix it, and then these are just I don't know. I don't even know how much these cards are anymore.
Wow.
But it's just cool to have. I
Yeah,
mean, I have other
definitely.
ones that are probably maybe they're worth something. I just keep them in another box, and you have, like, for example, obviously you probably know these guys. You have Shaq.
Mm.
You have a rookie card of Jason Kidd. Another rookie card of Shaq. Now, the thing is with Shaq is he had a deal with another card company, and then going into his rookie year, Upper Deck says that, okay, if you find this card in our pack, you have to mail it in, and then we'll mail you back when it's allowed that he can be on an Upper Deck card. So
Oh,
I still have that
I
card. I
didn't
have
know there
a
were technicalities to it.
Yeah. I mean, I have this Michael Jordan baseball card.
Wow.
So that's probably one. I have a Grand Hill rookie card. I have a few Grand Hills. Lonzo Mourning. We have Jason Kidd, Shaq, Morning, Shaquille. I mean, it was pretty simple back then. And then you had like these hologram cards of Michael Jordan during his MVP year, his scoring, and that card that I was talking about, the Shaq card. This is what they call the trade card. So when you sent in the card, they would send this one back. So when they sent it back, so this is technically his first uh, Upper Deck card, and then so it's one of those things where you just like to have fun. I have no idea how much these cost. If anyone knows, let me know. May not sell it, but if it's worth a lot, then I could sell it.
How are
But
the
I
condition of
mean,
those cards?
these are practically mint, is because, right, because my rule was when I open a pack, I always have these plastic containers already on hand.
Mm. Okay.
So I would open the pack and go straight into the container if I knew that it was worth something. I mean, because you get a Grand Hill rookie card. So they're practically mint, from what I see. I don't see anything. Is because I was pretty careful. I already had the mindset that, okay, these are good cards.
Yes.
It wasn't the mindset of, okay, I'll sell them.
Mm.
But
I see.
there are other times that I had friends like, okay, they'll sell it straight quick, and they just keep it in like a folder. I know that's how some people, like the lesser cards, that's how they keep them. And then of course you have these other rookie cards. I mean, oh, okay, so this is the one. There you go. I still actually have it. So the Shaquille card that I showed you, this is actually what you'd get. So you'd get this in the pack. So it's a trade Upper Deck. So what
Okay.
would happen is, so you mail this in. So once you mail it in, there used to be a ball there. So what they do is they actually hole punch it out, and then once they hole punch it out, it's gonna say traded. So then they send both. They send this one and then the Shaq card. So I know a lot of players. They do have those clauses. Is that okay? I'm not allowed to sign the upper deck card or a flared card or a panini card.
Yeah.
Um, back then, but now it's just like I'm not sure if they still have that or they probably do, but it's just about having fun. Back then, just made it easier. Just made you think like, okay, how much is this card worth? How much is this worth? But I mean, I go through them. I just don't want to like, okay, check how much they are. I just get bored. Just try to find like, okay, who's gonna buy it? Who's gonna buy it? But I
Yeah.
mean, it's fun. It's a fun hobby that I love. It's something that that everyone can just mess around with, especially with a few pesos.
Yeah. So, what made you actually start, or was there anyone that influenced you? Did you have like a friend who said, "Hey, you got to get into cards," or what's the story behind you starting in the first place?
I start. I actually just started is because my love of sports. Back in the states, I would really just play sports all year round. I would when it's American football season, I'd play American football. If it's baseball season, I'll play baseball. If it's tennis season, I'll play tennis. So that's why I picked it up, is because it was something that okay that added more love to a sport or to a game that I already loved. So it was just added added something for me. And then when I knew that I could afford it, then okay, then yeah, that's when I decided that I can spend a little bit more money here and there.
So, your personal collection is mostly vintage cards or the old cards.
Yeah, mostly vintage cards, but I mean, I've been like there are a few friends that have sent over some cards. You had like the Panini instant card. This is Morant's Power Grizzlies to first bubble win. You have like a Luka one, the instant one, and then I've joined a few box breaks here and there. I don't know if I've gotten lucky, but I, I just mess around. If
Yeah.
there's some extra money to play with, then okay. I mean, like modern strokes, you got this one, Lillard, and then yeah, Whiteside,
Cookies.
Gobert, CJ, Donovan. I mean, he's one of the nicer guys. I mean, Donovan Mitchell is a really nice guy because when he came here to the Philippines, I was able to do one of the legs of his tour, and he was so down to earth. He was a cool guy. So I wish him the best. So if I can get like a Utah team on a box break or say even a Blazer team, I'll go for it. I mean, because the Laker ones are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
If you're going for the Grizzlies, expensive. Going for Mavericks, expensive. Pelicans, obviously. But I mean, I like it. I mean, Tony got me two of these boxes,
Oh,
so we're
is
we're
that all
waiting
for
to
yourself?
to break it. Uh Probably, unless someone wants to buy it, because we got two of these. He's got a few boxes, so he sent some over, and he's like, "Okay, let's do a box break." So what we want to do is we want to go pack to pack. So what I got, what he has, so that's what we're gonna do. But I mean, if there's a deal out there for me to say maybe get a box, yeah, sure, why not? Uh, I could do either, just as long as it's within the budget, I guess.
So you consider yourself more of a collector rather than an investor. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're pretty correct. More of a collector is honestly is because I kind of find it a hassle just to find a buyer.
Mm.
It's like okay, and you're not even sure if the buyer's legit. I see on all the different forums on Facebook. Sometimes the buyer backs out, or
Yes, there's a lot
so
of problems to it.
yeah, there's a lot of problems to it, and then there's like, okay, is it legit? Mint, or is it if there's something wrong with the corners? So I kind of find it a bit of a hassle if you're trying to find someone to sell it to. So it's more of a collector, is because I like the player, I like the team or whatever. But I'm on that route, but I'm pretty much okay. if someone wants to buy it from me, okay, let's figure it out. The easiest way to let's meet up. You look at the card. Okay, if you like it, pay me. If you don't, okay, that's fine. That's cool.
So I'm curious, what's the most amount of money that you would spend on, let's say, one card?
Most amount of money I would spend. Let's see. Actually, because I have friends that have given me great prices for certain cards. I won't say what cards, but they give it for maybe less than say their retail would be 25K, or not retail. The resale is 25K. They give it for less than 20, and me, I'm just like, you know what, I still can't pull the trigger on a card. I mean,
Yes.
seriously, on a card. I respect those people that can do it. I mean, if you can drop 140,000 on a certain card, then go for it. 100,000, let's go. That's your money that you're playing with. But now I think I ain't spend a lot, man. Seriously, I ain't spending a lot for buying a card. Um, I mean, if I get lucky. Maybe that's the route I would go. I mean, if
I
I
see.
were to buy a box, say maybe 10K, 15K, sige, I'll pay for a box. At least you kind of know that you could get maybe 3 or 4 cards,
Yeah.
but not one card, not one card. You, how much do you spend?
Um, the most that I have spent as of the moment is Luka Doncic Prism rookie card PSA 10.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it for 50K. Um, but that's my limit. Like nothing more than 50K
Mm-hmm.
because masyadong masakit pag over 50K na eh.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like for myself is like okay, 50K. I'm married. I have a kid. That money could go somewhere else. I know people maybe watching this are like, yeah, but if you spend that much, just imagine if that card goes up to 100,000. Yeah, it does have a
Yeah.
chance. It does have a chance to not be that much. But if I spend it, for example, say a trip, uh, if if and when we can get back into
Yeah.
reality, that would go much further, is because it's an experience. Or if I can buy, say, like a piece of exercise equipment, say like a rogue echo bike or an assault bike, air bike, then I'd go for that, is because at least I know that I can use it.
Yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from. 50 is a lot. 50 is yeah, that's a lot to drop.
Yeah.
But
Like
at least, how much is it now?
right
How much is it
now
gone
I
up?
could sell it for around 65 to 80. So it's gone up a
There
bit.
you go. So at least, yeah.
Yeah. I
So
remember at its
you've
peak.
made your money back in some. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You've
remember at
made your
its
money
peak
back.
uh, when I think they were tied with the Clippers. There was a point where Luka Doncic cards were at around 90 to 100K.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to pull the trigger and sell because I was thinking, you know what, I almost doubled up my money in a few weeks. Might be the best time to sell. And I'm regretting it now because it dropped back to, yeah, 65, 70, 80. But yeah, it is what it is. The
Definitely. I
hobby.
mean, it's a volatile market. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're doing well, then your cards will go up. Just imagine if Michael Porter Jr. If he blows up on these next 2 games, if just imagine if they can come back and win, and he scores like 30 per game.
yeah,
His cards are definitely going to go up, but is because they're going to say, oh, okay, he beat the Clippers, but he had, what do you have, 3 points today. He had a good block.
yeah,
Up until then, he wasn't doing much, But if you're willing to write it out, then write it out. But if it's not, if your card goes down, then that's part of the game. I guess that's also the exciting part of the game, is
Yeah.
that you're just not sure. You're not sure where people will go. If you're going to be high on, say, Trey, or you're going to be high on Luka, right? So it's just really up to you where you want to put your money. Also, if you and when you think about it, is that okay? Who are you going to put your money on? Say the next coming rookies,
That's tough.
um, right?
Yeah.
That's a difficult choice, is because we really haven't seen all these players. I mean, we've seen a lot of Melo. That's fine. You see a lot of Melo, but then the other players, you haven't really seen them their potential. Um, and I guess that's also the exciting part, is that it's really just a rabbit out of the hat, where you just kind of think like, okay, bahala na, sige, I'll
Yeah.
put my money in this, is because say the cards were like 100 pesos, and then all of a sudden it'll shoot up to 10,000. Okay, good. I know that's also happened to Tony, is where he's spent like, say, 850 pesos for a Luka card before, and
Wow.
then look at now, it's just a crazy price.
Yeah.
So you gotta play the game. You gotta be in the game. You win some, you lose some, and that's all it is.
Yeah. Definitely the rookies are very I'd say high risk, high reward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, just look at Zaya and Williamson cards. I remember at his peak, he wasn't even like playing consistently, but at his peak, just because of the hype, um, around 45K at one point, and then just
Mm-hmm.
when he got eliminated from the bubble, it crashed down back to 25K.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, it's also being you have to be opportunistic,
Yes.
especially if you know that, okay, he's going, not really he's going down, but he's gonna have an off day or whatever, off year. So you just take a chance on that, and the more that you take a chance on that, then hey, you could come out on top. There's probably like a first year guy that no one's been talking about, and then all of a sudden he's just gonna blow up.
Yes.
Right?
It's
He's gonna be one of those top five guys that people like. Okay, they didn't foresee it, or they didn't believe it. But yeah, that's the fun part about it. Is I guess it's also like playing fantasy basketball.
in a
Is that
sense, yeah.
okay? Yeah, it's same sense. Is that okay? You drop certain players, and then all of a sudden you pick up players that'll give you rebounds or whatever. I mean, someone out of the blue will say Jackson Hayes. He'll have like double doubles for a good 2 weeks, and then you shoot up on your fantasy teams. So it's fun. I mean, it's fun to see.
Yeah. So I'm curious, who are you most high on heading into maybe the next few years in the NBA? Like, there's a lot of young, promising stars. So if you had to, like, let's say, buy a card of any of those stars, who would you buy?
Obviously, you could go your Lucas, your Trae Youngs. Mm, it's I love Ja Morant's game.
Mm.
That dude can play. That dude is for real.
Yeah.
Um, he reminds me of Derrick Rose, because he's just so fearless. Dude just balls out, plays.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Uh, Hachimura, he seems pretty interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
we have,
I've been
we have
hearing
no
people
idea
talk
what's going to
about it.
happen in Washington. Yeah, so you have no idea what's going to happen there. Let's see. Obviously, you wouldn't want to go for the top tiered people. You want to go for like say the second level. But man, you really have to go with the rookie of the year. I mean, Ja's
Ja.
he's he's someone that can really elevate someone else's game, especially if they can get someone else to come in Memphis. That would be fun to watch. They're just yeah. Because I'm trying to
Mm,
think. I'm trying like for you, who's like maybe a second year, third year person that no one's talked about that could be the next one.
hmm. Uh, I would say, as of the moment, I'm very high on Trey Young, just because of how Steph Curry kind of changed the game
Mm-hmm.
to the whole 3 point era. And based on Trey Young's game, and at if I were to consider like the price point, um, yeah, I think Trey Young is undervalued compared, especially to Luka. Like I think he's half the
Mm-hmm.
price right now, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it just so happens that he plays for Atlanta. It's not really a a big market, but I feel like since it's not a big market, if he can get Atlanta to become relevant, and especially with the way he plays, yeah, there's a lot of upside there if ever.
I mean, Atlanta, they do have a lot of upside there. I mean, you have DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah.
You have Cam Reddish.
Mm.
Um, I mean, he was playing. He was playing well in college, but I'm not sure. You know, honestly, like I don't know how like RJ Barrett's gonna pan out in New York. That's a tough market. I mean,
Yeah.
he has his weight on his shoulders. That's a tough market. You know, I wish that he would pan out. I mean, everyone wanted Frank to work out too, right? In New York.
Fang.
So uh, Nik-
Nitl.
Nikita,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Something like
yeah,
I can't pronounce his name.
yeah. So everyone wanted him to work out. I mean, we have Dennis Smith Jr. there. You know, New York is just a mess.
Yeah.
Knicks, it's it's bad. It's just bad out there. I don't know what they're gonna do, but good luck. I mean, hopefully RJ Barrett, you know, he can just put everything out of his mind and just play. But them New York fans are there's something else. There's something else in
You
New
have to
York.
be
I mean,
really loyal.
you got to be really loyal and you got to have the you got to be kapal ng muka, as in you don't care. You having bad game, they're booing you. You still shoot. But
Right. I
I
remember
mean,
those times.
yeah, I mean, like I like baseball itself is because I've had a chance to watch a game in Yankee Stadium, and man, they talk shit. They talk shit about their own team. They talk shit about every other person who's not playing for their team, and it's funny. I like it.
Okay, so I'm curious. You do mention a lot of baseball, basketball. So what sport are you actually? What's your favorite one out of all the ones that you've mentioned?
All the one that I mentioned, I think the my favorite one is probably tennis. Something that I
Oh,
didn't mention
okay.
is because I was honestly I was really good. Not just talking, but I was actually pretty good. I played in high school. I enjoyed it. But yeah, tennis. I think right after that, I'd probably say baseball. I played second base, and I played right field. Um, I love basketball. I'm just too short. But I was always the point guard because we had bigger guys on our high school team. So I was actually like the sixth man coming off is because like my role was just okay, run the plays. I'm not Mr. Flashy. I'll be like John Stockton. I don't need points. Just
Okay.
give me the assist. So that they always made fun of me like that in high school. Like when we were playing, it's like, oh, this guy's like John Stockton, the Asian version. But that was fun. But yeah, it would be tennis and then be baseball and then basketball.
Okay. What about as a fan? What's your number one sport? Is it different or do you rank it the same way?
No, it would be different. It would be basketball, because it's just a fast-paced game. I mean, everyone loves basketball, baseball, then tennis. Because we don't see a lot of tennis on TV here, so that's the
Yeah.
reason. I mean, the only time you see tennis is like say now U.S. Open, Wimbledon, French Open. Yeah, the only the majors. Yeah, but the others you don't see.
Okay.
So
So
the
what about like a while ago I asked you who would be the best like investment as a card, but just you as a fan of basketball. I'm curious, like who's your all-time favorite?
all-time favorite, uh, obviously Michael Jordan.
Mm, okay.
Um, lo- Loved his game. Let's see, Larry Johnson when he was still playing. UNLV guys, Chris Webber, favorite. Um, I was able to buy a pack of cards. This one is not even. This is not by any card company. This is by the actual University of Michigan.
Oh,
Um, so this
wow.
so this is and I opened it once, but then I put it all back in. So this is when the Fab Five was playing for Michigan, like Chris Webber, Howard, all those guys. So I was able to get that one. But I mean, I like Kobe. Who doesn't like Kobe? Beat 8 or 24.
Hmm.
He from his Adidas days to his Nike days. Uh, yeah, LeBron. I mean, I've grown to love his game, respect his game. But all time favorite is probably still Michael Jordan. I mean, it's got to be the shoes though.
Okay, what about uh, who's your bet to win it all this year?
Oh man, you know what? Honestly, I want the Lakers to win, but Clippers look tough, man.
Yeah,
Clippers look really tough, um, because they got two six men of the year sitting on their bench. Man, that's crazy points there. Those guys can get 60 points on their own,
that's true.
just between them. I mean, even half it, just make it 40 between them, and then you have Kawhi. I mean, PG,
Struggling a
he
bit.
comes and goes.
Yeah,
I mean, he's probably someone that okay, you can count on maybe a few quarters, but not maybe a whole game. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. So that's what happened. But yeah, Clippers look strong, but you never count out. It would actually be fun if it was the Clippers and the Heat in the finals. Reason why is because those are two great coaches,
mm,
Spo and
okay.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah,
Man, they would have great mind games. I mean, I
yeah,
love the tenacity of the Heat. I love how they play. Tyler Hero, man, that guy, his cards. I see a lot of people trading his cards. They
yes.
they're trading him left and right. I was like, okay,
It's a
you
hot
gotta
card.
hold him. Yeah, you gotta hold him. I think he's a card that you should hold. He's gonna have a great second year, is because he's gonna be with that core, and
Yeah,
people love that. I mean, Duncan Robinson. I mean, Bam is good. Uh, but yeah, but Jimmy buckets. He brings something else. I mean,
yeah,
that was lost when he went to the 76ers, or when 76ers lost him.
yeah.
They could have
They
used
took an
him.
L.
Yeah, they really did there. But yeah, I mean, it's either somewhere in the West, Lakers or Clippers. Want the Lakers to win just because of LeBron, but then it looks like Clippers. That's the thing today. I mean, like if you saw yesterday, the game today, both LA teams, they're up big. They get lazy. They
Yeah,
get
I
really lazy.
noticed. Yeah.
Um, they just tend to check out like okay, and then luckily the Lakers they were able to turn it up. But the Clippers, they just couldn't. They
Yeah.
just couldn't put it on that the next gear. I guess it does happen, but let's see what happens. They could probably win it by 30 next game because they're just so pissed off. They're like, damn it, we should have won. Already. I mean, hopefully the Lakers win the next game versus Houston. Houston's depleted now, so I mean, Daniel House he's out of the bubble. Dude had some girl there, so
Yeah.
guy couldn't wait. Guy could not wait. But
You know,
you,
it's funny.
who do you want? Yeah, who you want?
Lakers, yeah, for sure, as well. And yeah, like you mentioned a while ago, it's pretty funny because Daniel House couldn't wait. But on the other hand, if I'm not mistaken, I think Alex Caruso missed his own sister's wedding just so he can stay in the bubble, and it just shows like the two different like mindsets that the two
Yeah,
have.
it's yeah, it's more of the mentality there. I think what happened was like I would like if I were to just analyze it, just looking at it from outside the bubble,
Mhm.
just seeing the players that you're with, you see LeBron there,
Mhm.
man. You see J.R. Smith, you see AD, you see Dwight, you see all these other guys. They could just mess around, but they're taking it seriously. They may not be friends off the court, but when it comes to being on court, they really know how to play. So I think that's where Caruso got it. I mean, he he's worked his way up, so
Yeah.
it's not like okay, he's gonna take it for granted. He was here in the Philippines before.
Oh.
Caruso. He actually played for like some select team USA exhibition team. So this was before obviously playing with the Lakers. But I saw some footage of him. I'm like, yeah, man, dude was still dunking left and right. So I like his energy. I mean, you kind of see it with Houston. Um, I think they should blow up that team. But they're gonna be with Harden for a while.
Mhm.
They really gave up a lot for Westbrook, so I
Yeah.
think they really need a true blue center.
Mhm. You think it's time to give up the
um,
small ball?
yeah, I remember. I forgot who said it. If it was Shaq or Draymond Green, um, who said it that if the Rockets were to win
Mhm.
this series
Yeah, I think
versus
Draymond.
the Lakers, it would diminish the big man role.
Yeah,
But
Draymond. Yeah.
yeah, you see that you do need a big man. I mean, be it you have three big men in Lakers. You have JaVale, you have Dwight. Dwight hasn't even been playing. You have AD, and their size really gets to them. They're the size. So I think they should maybe move it to a different direction from that small ball. I mean, they went all in trading Clint Capella.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's like okay. I mean, it's good for the regular season, fine, because you're playing a team maybe one time, and then at the worst you have a back to back home games where you go to their court, they come to yours. Maybe they can adjust, but during the regular season, that's good ball. That's fine. But once you're playing 7 games, man,
It's
there's
different.
so many adjustments is that they'll already be able to see okay, this is the flaw, and we're definitely seeing the flaw of it is the the Rockets are missing something. I mean, they shoot all those threes, but sometimes their motion they get stuck.
Mm.
Unlike say the Golden State Warriors, you fine Warriors can play small balls because they're such great shooters and
Yeah.
they run. Klay Thompson, he does like he reminds me of like Reggie Miller. If you can watch like old Pacer games,
Mhm.
just watch Reggie Miller, just watch him work, and that's how he works. So that's why they work is because they're such great shooters and they have people cutting, and that's what you don't have people cutting in Houston. They're all
It's all
outside.
ISO.
PJ Tucker, right? He sticks outside the corner. I mean, he's dead shot from there. But you won't see a lot of people cutting in. I mean, you have Covington, you have Jeff Green. Those guys cut in, but not a lot because you just have too many big people. But it's fun. It's fun to see this whole bubble playoffs because you you always wonder to yourself, okay, what if these guys can only just focus on basketball? They don't have to travel. There's no jet lag.
Yes.
There's no family, and this is what we see is that they just ball out,
Yeah.
and it's nice because also this is the time when everyone's doing the whole card thing. That
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna start trading this guy, get this guy. I saw who's the guy from the Lakers, the rookie. Oh man,
Horton Tucker, something like that.
yeah, Horton
Yeah.
Tucker. There,
Yeah.
I saw some people like, hey, 200 pesos for his card. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think he got some
And then
minutes.
yeah, he played pretty big. And then you had say the rookie from the Celtics today, Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah, the one that
Williams. He
finished.
also played big minutes.
Yeah, he had big minutes. I mean, that's fun for them. Good for people with cards is because you got to remember these names. They may
Yes.
score 3 or 4, but going back to what you asked, who would I be big on? I already mentioned him early, Michael Porter Jr.
Mm,
That that dude has a chip on his shoulder. I know his cards are kind of mid tier right now,
yeah.
but I think if he's healthy, he looks healthy. He's tall enough. He reminds me of Ben Simmons.
In what sense?
Just his vision on the court, and also just how smooth he plays. I mean, Ben Simmons. We were able to see him in China. Ben Simmons can play. I mean, that's when I first saw him like live. I was like, ooh, and that was the rookie season of Luka. And just seeing Luka just playing those few minutes, I was like myself and Susie. We were lucky to be able to cover 2 games in China. So we did the Shanghai game, we did the Shenzhen game. So we were lucky to travel with the NBA people and NBA Asia guys. And it was one of those eye-opening moments where okay, this is the reason why I love this sport is because they they are so on point with every single thing that they do. Be it meeting with the legends, interviewing with them, how professional they were, because they know it's a business. They would sign. Susie has a sign card from Dirk because that was Dirk's last year.
Oh wow.
Um, and it was just out of the blue. It wasn't promised, but he was walking out and saw him. He signed it. So that was pretty cool. But I think also like really put a lot of money in Luka, because the kid's for real. I had a chance to interview him.
How'd that
I
go?
was It was cool. I'll send you the link is because it was the reason why it was nice to be in China is because not a lot of people speak English. There's not a lot of
Uh-huh.
English reporters, so you do have a chance to ask questions. So I was able to interview Luka and um, my dude from the NBA, Warren, Warren from the NBA. He's the cameraman. He's like, okay, he's like, stand here, because they tell him which players are sitting where's because they were practicing at the time. So he told Susie, okay, this is where Dirk is gonna be, so you stay there. So like, you want Luka? I was like, yeah, I'll talk to this guy because I have seen everything on the internet on him, all his games, and I was just interested just to see him up close. He was like, okay, you just stand here, and no one was standing with me, is because it was basically a chair, and then it's the NBA backdrop, a little tarp that they have,
Mhm.
and he said, just wait here, you'll hear when he's coming out, is because someone from the Mavericks is going to say, okay, here comes Luka, or here comes Coach Carlisle, and people would want to talk to the first, uh obviously people would want to talk to Dirk. Then second would be Coach Rick Carlisle. Third would be, who is who is that? Was Dennis Smith. He was still there. And then you had, who else? There was four guys that people wanted to talk to first, and then Luka, because people weren't sure about, he highly touted, but they
Yeah.
weren't sure, how good he would speak. But I mean, when Warren says, okay, when Luka comes, here he comes. Once his leg touches the chair, ask him. And he's like, I'm like, okay. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. Just as long as his leg touches the chair, where he's like that, ask him right away. I was like, okay. So right when he came, I asked him questions. I mean, it's very typical European. The way he answered it's very simple. Is that he just wanted to, okay, I'll answer you. But if you look at his interviews now, man, he's a great interview. But I could see that, okay, he's working on his interview skills for the NBA. It was cool. I mean, I had maybe a good 1 minute, 1.5 minute, because there was me and another guy from China who was also, he was very fluent both in Chinese and in Mandarin and English. So this guy, we were just going back and forth. So it was just mutual respect for us. Like, okay, U.S. then I asked U.S. Um, so that was my first time to see Luka, and when he was playing, he didn't get too many minutes in China, but when he was playing, you're just like, oh, this kid got game. This guy, he got game. So I put money on Luka. Michael Porter, you put some money there. So yeah, I like his game, Michael Porter Jr., because he has that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's been talking about it. Like, the Clippers were supposed to get him, but doctor said that don't get him. And everyone was expecting the Clippers to get him, but once the doctor said don't get him, then they're like, okay, we won't pick you. And then I think the next pick was Denver. Then Denver picked him up.
Yeah.
So just imagine if he was actually playing with the Clippers.
Man.
Gosh, damn, they'd be good for the next 5-6 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I remember picking
Yeah,
up
but
some
yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. for 12K. And then he had those stretch of games where he was scoring like 30 points, like early on in the bubble. And his price shot up to 30K. So I was thinking to myself, same thing with Luca. Like, should I sell? But like, I feel like um, the potential for so many years is there. And considering I spent 12K compared to Luca, where I shelled out like 50, I thought like the risk to reward ratio was pretty favorable. So I decided like, yeah, you know what, I'll hold. Sadly now it's at like 15K because he
No,
kind
which
of
is
cashed
okay. I mean,
down.
I think you keep it, is because when they have the normal season,
Mhm.
I think they'll give him more run. They'll run more plays for him, as they can see. Mm, you kind of see that. Okay, he can play off the ball, or he can play on the ball. Uh, So it's gonna be interesting how Denver pans out.
Yeah.
I think
Actually,
they have to they really need to add maybe someone else for Jokic. Jokic, he's badass. That dude can all out play, but I think they need help. Jamal Murray, he had a great series,
the Jazz.
before this one, but yeah, but this one he's a little bit, I mean, on and off.
Mhm.
Uh, but let's see. But that, like we've been saying, is it's a risk. It's a risk you got
Yeah.
to take. Be a real deal, or in cards. But I think in cards maybe you probably just hold a little bit more,
Yeah.
then yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be good.
Um. All right. So, okay, just before we wrap this thing up, uh, okay, I just want to play a game for our subscribers. Uh. Okay. All time five. Uh, from point guard to center. Okay, you can get first pick, and then I'll pick someone who'll match up your pick until we
Yeah.
both make a five.
Until we make a five. All right. Point guard. Whew.
Or you don't need to start with a point guard. I'll just yeah, you can just pick whoever. Um,
All right.
I'll just match it up.
Okay. All right. Mm, point guard. Point guard. I would pick. I pick Magic Johnson.
Okay, of course. For point guard, I think I'll take a risk on Curry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Okay. Shooting. Obviously, Michael Jordan.
Well, Kobe for Jordan.
Okay. That I was thinking that, but okay. Um, small, small forward. I go LeBron.
I don't know if I should go with like Kawhi or KD. Maybe Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd have to match up defense and offense. So that would kind of cancel. Well, so far, I think your high point would be uh, Curry, is because he can outrun Magic.
But on defense,
uh, yeah. Uh, power forward.
do you go with a
Powered
traditional
forward.
one or like someone who can stretch?
I would go AD.
Oh, okay. Okay, just because I think I have so many shooters as of the moment. For AD, maybe I'll go with Giannis.
Okay, that's cool. And center. Who would I go for? Center. I would go for going through the centers now. I would pick. Because I'm thinking is like, should I get a traditional center or should I get like a power forward slash center, which I already have in
AD.
AD. But I would say, oh man, my power forward or my center would be. I would go. Gosh, this is so hard. I'll go Tim Duncan
Oh, okay. Tim Duncan at the five or at the four?
at the five.
At the five.
Now
Huh.
the reason why I picked now because I was playing in my head, I was like, okay, I'll get Shaq. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is you got to realize you're taking free throws,
Mm-hmm.
so you lose out on your free throws with Shaq. And I think everyone, majority of the people on the team right now, the starting five is they can shoot free throws.
Okay. For Tim Duncan, I think I'll go with Hakeem.
Nice.
Yeah, Hakeem. I like his game. I like how he moves.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, definitely. So who would be your sixth?
ooh. uh, Not basing on any like matchup or position, but just because
Yeah.
he's my favorite. Um, I'd go with AI, Allen Iverson, just for the just for the show.
All right, I'd batch that is because I already made my mind up before you said AI. Lillard. Lillard's one of
Oh,
my favorite. Lillard's Lillard's that dude is straight killer. This he's on the level of his mentality is like Kobe's. He's straight killer. That
yeah.
dude can play. Hosted for him here in Manila. Um, Very cerebral guy. I guess you can tell when he's rapping.
Mm.
Um, Dude's intense. So I hope he gets some help in Portland, or if he goes to the Lakers, that's fine.
Won't complain.
um, yeah, I think every other player in any other team, they're always every Laker fan. Oh, he's gonna be good. He's coming to the Lakers. Coming to the Lakers. Now, okay, let's see. But yeah, he's straight killer. I mean, just his demeanor on court, his
Yeah,
just the way he is. He's the yeah. There's a guy that I would probably spend some money for his card.
yeah. I
Lillard.
remember before the bubble started. I think his cards were around his Prism PSA 10. If I'm not mistaken, around 40K. And when they beat the Lakers in Game One, it shot up all the way to 150K. So it's crazy.
I ain't spending 150K. Trust me, I ain't gonna spend that much.
But
But
yeah,
are you more of going for raw cards or already that's rated?
typically I like graded cards because I don't want to have the risk of dealing with raw cards that apparently, if it comes out like a PSA 9, or worse, if it comes out like not as I expected on the picture that I saw. Yeah, I go with graded cards as long as it's within budget. And yeah, I have like parameters that I set when I buy cards. Like I don't just buy anyone who's popular. Yeah, I do my part in research. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mostly graded cards just because of the um, lesser hassle
The
of,
ease, yeah, the
yeah,
ease of it, yeah.
and the resale value, of course, because it's easier to sell graded cards when you're trying to flip it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, because someone just texted me now, uh, about some cards. So there's I won't say who or what cards because I'm
Hmm.
gonna keep it to myself. Um, but yeah, yeah he was giving like a 10, one that's graded 10 for 70K, another one a base card for 15, another one is for 37. um Others were, I guess, easy 10K, 12K. Yeah, but I ain't gonna spend 37K. No. Or 70K after that. No way, man. But hey, you never know. If I win the lotto, then go. But
What about for Lillard? What
see,
would be the most money you would spend on Lillard?
hmm, you know what? That's the funny thing is that I would have to sell sneakers. I would have to sell because I have a good sneaker collection here. So I would have to sell maybe. Hmm, I would. Gosh, I I I I've been sitting on some sneakers here that people have been asking me that they want to buy, but I just like no, I'm keeping them. But so far, uh, because I got two of the Travises. I
Oh,
got the low ones. I got the first the ones. So I got the low and the highs. I got the unions. Um, I have I have some others here that people have been asking. So I probably would have to sell maybe the okay. I think the unions probably be like 50, 60. So I would do that if I
mm,
was able to sell the. Well, I could. I already have someone just making me collect, but
just to
I
rotate
just
the
keep saying
money.
no. Yeah, I would. There, I would. But then coming out of my bank now, I
Gets.
wouldn't spend that much. But if it has me selling a pair of sneakers for his card, I would. Is because that you just you can tell when people come around, you can tell he's intense. You can tell,
Yeah,
okay, people wanna play with him. People want to be with him. So yeah, I go 50,
that sounds reasonable.
50. I get.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds pretty all right.
yeah.
But anything above that, good luck. I'm gonna spend it for something else. I'm seriously gonna spend it for something else. I don't think I've ever paid that much for a sneaker, even if it was resale. I mean, yeah, oh.
All
That's
right.
crazy.
Uh, Before we wrap it up, do you have anything you'd like to say? Any shout outs? Anything else?
Don't forget, listen to Boys Night Out every Monday to Thursday. We're on 4 to 7 p.m. now. Of course, myself, Tony, Sam YG, Gino, Killer Moore. And yeah, follow us at Boys Night Out 899. My Twitter, Instagram, it's at underscore Slick Rick. I do have a YouTube. It's DJ Slick Rick. I just put random stuff there, unbox stuff and whatever. So yeah, but thank you very much for
Thank you
inviting
as
me.
well.
Had fun. As I say, time flies when you're having fun talking about sports, cards, and all that good nonsense.
All right. Before we head out, yeah, for those of you who are listening, um, you guys can vote. Who do you think has the better all-time five? Slick, can you mention your five again?
My five was it was Magic Johnson, it was Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then Tim Duncan. Then my sixth man was Damian Lillard.
Okay, quite the starting five. And sixth man, mine is Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and then Hakeem, and then sixth man is Allen Iverson. So yeah, just comment down below. Who do you think is gonna win? I don't know, a best of seven series. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Once again, thank you so much, Slick, for joining us here on the MVP podcast. And yeah, my name is Justin Alvarado, and that's a wrap. Thank you and good night.
Cool, man.
Thank you so much for watching. If you dig that video, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. And last but not least, don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any video.